Hey, welcome back to the last panel. I am Steve, the Laps comic fan. To my right is Lunchbox Warren from Lunchbox Comics. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
And below me, and to the right as well, is Gray Poupée. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm excited to be here and talking about some of my favorite movies, man. 90s comedies. It's great. Today's a great day.
90s It was hard. It was rough. And then, as always, the man, the myth, Bob Loves Movies.
Dude, I'm doing good, man. Like I was telling you guys backstage that I'm exhausted, man. I did a double feature of Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick in the theaters for the 40th anniversary of Top Gun last night, and I'm exhausted, but that was a lot of fun. I walked out of the theater all pumped up after seeing those, so that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. That would be real cool to see. That would be really
cool. Was. It, especially because I had never seen the original film in theaters. Maverick I saw multiple times, but I did not see the original, so that was cool.
Yeah, our theater is doing the Star Wars thing again, so I'm definitely going to go see that. And they have Empire Strikes Back. He doesn't have Return of the Jedi, the original print, though, so it'll be the how many times it's been, whatever print they have, they're going to run. So, but it is interesting to see A New Hope the way that it was originally put in theaters. Weird, because I don't think they're allowed to do that, but since he owns it, he doesn't give a shit. So. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Pre-George.
Oh, this is like what was in the actual theater. Like,
that's awesome.
So it doesn't even say A New Hope, huh?
No,
it just says Star Wars, and then
it just says Star Wars. So I've seen it once, but this was a while ago, and I don't remember everything. So I'm going this time. It's in obviously it's in June. But obviously I'm gonna
really
try. Yeah, they didn't do it for May.
It's not leading up to Mandalorian and Grogu next Friday, a week from today.
I mean, I don't know. I would assume not, since it's in June. So no, I don't think they care.
Priorities, man.
Well, I mean,
care anyway. So
I don't think anybody else cares. So you have that right, Warren. Nobody else seems to give a shit.
No,
maybe he doesn't. So
there's more hype around He-Man right now than Grogu and Mandalorian. So
that's true. That's very true. So this topic I thought would be a lot of fun, and as always, our topics are rather interesting. That we try to make them as interesting as possible. But 90s comedy movies. Now, like, this is a wide range. It could be sports comedies, action comedies, anything that has humor in it is up for grabs, because I wanted to do that so I knew that there would be a variety here. Because I know Bob, if it was just straight comedy movies, his might be similar to Warren's, or mine similar to yours, or this. So this way we have a chance of having very different lists. And I made it 5. Usually we do a top 10, but I thought 5 would make us think a lot harder about the movies, because this was hard. This was very hard. There's a lot of movies on that didn't make my list that I was like, damn, like those would be on a list if it was a bigger list, those would be on there. So as we always do in the intro, Warren, how did you come across like comedy movies? Was it through as a kid being young, seeing like family comedies, or did you like just happen to stumble upon something, like Eddie Murphy's Raw or something?
Well, my parents got the satellite dish back before they had the DirecTV one, so it was like 8 feet wide and had a big old rope.
The Prime Star?
Yeah, the big old ones. You had to to find a certain channel, you had to go to a certain global position on the satellite. And they had HBO, and I remember the earliest ones I remember were the Naked Gun movies. And then it was like Hot Shots and stuff along those lines. We did watch a lot of sitcom TV, especially when I was at my grandparents. But the movie wise, the earliest ones I remember are like it's like the Naked Gun movies. And I remember thinking about, it was just weird now in retrospect, because like OJ Simpson has all these funny, hilarious parts in it, and then that it's just
We're not allowed to talk about him anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the first times that for me that I realized like movies in general, like, because I didn't know when I was young, like, oh, this is I always said this is a funny movie, like this is a funny. One of the first times I laughed out loud uncontrollably that I remember was in E.T. when he called him penis breath. I thought that was like one of the funniest. I called everybody penis breath. Like people that I didn't even know, because I knew like penis, but I didn't know it was like bad to say. I'd be like, hey, penis breath. And they'd be like, what? And I just thought it was like the funniest thing ever. But like Goonies and stuff like that, like family comedy is what got me first. And then as I got older, branching out into seeing other things. But I think Goonies and E.T., even though E.T.'s not really a comedy, it's more of just a family movie. But Goonies definitely has comedy elements to it, as a family movie. But Gray, same type of question. How did you get involved into these comedy movies?
They were just always there. Like I said, I was pretty much raised by TV. So, on the weekends, there would be like the classic movies. But I inherited like a stack of tapes and DVDs. I know there was a bunch of like Eddie Murphy movies in there. Beverly Hills Cop just was always there. So I don't know. Like it wasn't a lot of straight up slapstick comedy. But then at the same point, I don't know. We had like Blazing Saddles. So we did have some of that. We did have like Airplane and stuff. So I don't know, man. It just seems like it was always there. But yeah, I tended to gravitate towards all of these. I guess you'd call them like the Zucker Abrams movies. Like somehow I amassed a collection of them and I could just watch them over and over again. But yeah, those, like Warren was mentioning, like the Naked Guns, but also, the older ones too, like Amazon Women on the Moon, like all these ones, they were just around and I just loved comedy, man. So I don't know. It just feels like it was always there. I couldn't tell you when it happened. It was just always there.
Well, yeah, like Homer said, I sat around TV and I turned out TV. So, I mean,
True.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. That's good. That's got to be kind of cool, though. Like having no memory before that, like there's not a memory for you where there wasn't that around for you. That's kind of cool. Because I definitely have memory of, not having like, we had channels. I had this TV. We had a family TV and you had to pull out the little knob and it would be like, and then we had these little buttons on the front.
I know that sound.
That got like 6 channels, and then we'd have to switch from like UHF to VHF to get other channels. And yeah, there wasn't a lot until my neighbor had cable. I was best friends with my neighbor and he had cable. And that's whenever I got to see some stuff at first. I told the story about seeing Jaws for the first time. And that was really cool. But Bob, same style of question, man.
I think for me, it's kind of like Gray. I was just kind of always there. And you just kind of realize, hey, that was kind of funny. You just kind of start laughing at some of these movies. And I don't think it was really until I got older that I really realized there was a genre of comedies and stuff. It just kind of was always there, and stuff that you considered to be funny movies. And kind of like Warren, the Naked Gun, or some of those early ones that I remember. I remember seeing Airplane on TV. I remember seeing, Beverly Hills Cop and some of these others that would be considered comedies, even Ghostbusters, considered a comedy, even though it's got the supernatural element and the horror element to it. But yeah, it just was always there.
Yeah, it's cool that comedy can reach so many different genres as well. Like you just said, like horror, sport comedy. I mean, there's how many sports comedies are there? My God.
Oh yeah.
So many.
On my list.
Dramedies, like stuff like that. I was surprised when I went to IMDb and I was looking at what was comedy movies. I was very surprised. Like every list, because I was like, wait a minute, this can't be right. There was one movie, and I even went to like Rolling Stone and I did like all these different lists, and it was on there in the top 100. It was American Beauty. And I was like, That's a comedy?
What?
Yeah,
I
I think I saw
swear.
that same list, man.
Yeah.
There's a
No, it
bunch
was
of them
all
on there,
over
but
the
I'm
place
sorry.
too.
You got Spacey in a no. That's not a comedy, man.
No, not at
No.
all.
When you talk about the bag that's just swirling, come on, that is not a comedy. What about that is funny?
No,
Uh,
and it was on
there might be
Rolling Stone. It
comedic
was
moments.
on IMDb. It was on.
I'd give you dramedy. That is not a comedy.
I don't
Yeah,
think it's
I
even.
agree with
I don't
that.
even think it has an itty at the end. You know, like it's just not. It just. It's a drama. Like, I don't know, dude. Like that one was. That one was weird to me because it was on so many lists, like Rolling Stone, People, all these different sites had. It was like the one occurring movie where I was like, this doesn't sit right with me. That's just. There's no way.
Funny how?
Yeah, how exactly?
Yeah, where's the laughs in this movie about a grown man obsessing over a high school cheerleader?
Yeah. So, all right, I'll kick this one off with number 5 for me. Number 5 for me is "Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood."
Hell yes.
So I saw this in the theater. This came out in 1996, and I saw this with a bunch of friends of mine because, you know, when you're like 20 years old and you think like, you know, weed and stuff is awesome and hilarious, and the Wayans brothers already, you know, had a reputation by that point. And I think there's so many quotable lines from this movie. There's just so many, like the whole speech by Loke Dog when he's talking about, like, you know, black men need to stand up and get a job at a bank, and he's gonna do it, and then he pulls the gun. He's like, and then I'm gonna rob that motherfucker blind. And just like totally ruins everything. But one of my favorite parts is in the beginning when Ashtray comes in and he's being shown, like, he's like the neighborhood. He's like, man, we're gonna go to this party. He's like, all right. He's like, damn, freak's getting busy on the dance floor. And you see, like, it pans like this, right? And there's people dancing. The next scene is like people making out. And like it pans to the next scene. It's just a naked dude and a chick just fucking. Like, they're not even dancing. It's just like, what the fuck? There's just so many good parts in that movie. The grandma in the movie, her rivalry with the other grandma in church. And I feel a spirit, you know, like crazy black people church, which is just hilarious. Like, and that's the thing too. Like, it drives like a weird wedge today because, like, I can be honest. Like, I've watched, you know, Friday and those movies. I never once looked at those and couldn't relate and thought, you know what, this movie needs white people, or you know what, this movie needs more, you know, Latino people. Like, it was just a funny ass movie. Like, so, like, you know what I mean? Like, back when movies could just be funny and they were just funny for the sake of being funny. But yeah, that was my number 5. So
good choice.
Since we don't have like a major thing here, if anybody else has this on their list, we could talk about it more. But go ahead, Warren, your number 5.
My number 5 is There's Something About Mary. And I remember I took my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, and I took my friends, and we went to go see it. And we're sitting in the theater, and then we discovered that her brother's name is Warren. And as soon as they said that, I'm sinking down in my chair, and all my friends and my brother just staring at me, getting ready to laugh. And I'm just like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to live this one down. And then I got asked about where's my baseball for like probably a good 6 months after that. But I absolutely do love the movie, though. Ben Stiller, Cameron Diaz, which, you know, I don't know how many people my age didn't have a crush on her after like the Mask movie. And then she was great in that one. And it was just a really wild, crazy movie that I loved. And I was immortalized by that one, or mortified by that one for a good couple months, because as soon as they said the name, I'm like, fuck.
Don't worry, Warren. People my age had a crush on her too, so don't worry. Everybody did. Dude, the zipping up the fucking balls and dick shaft in the zipper. It's one of the funniest scenes, man.
The Frank and Beans.
Yeah. How'd you get the beans above the Frank?
there's so much in that movie that's really good. Like the scene where what's his name, Matt Dillon's character.
Oh yeah,
where he drugs the dog, and he's sitting there holding the dog, and she's like, "You're a real dog lover, aren't you?" "Yes, the people in Nepal call me Kintanti."
What was it, like 7-minute abs?
My small animal.
What was it, the hitchhiker? He's all like 7-minute abs. Like, why don't you do 6? He's like, no, it's 7.
No,
That movie's so good. Like, just the whole, like, the fucking the hair gel. Like, even though it's so stupid, it's so dumb, but it's like so iconic because the way she plays it off during the date, like the fucking, you're waiting to see what it is, you know what I mean? Like what the jizz did, and like and she's just there, you know. Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. That's a great movie, man. Great movie.
You mentioned the hitchhiker. You know, I love it when the cops are like, "We found him in the bag, all hacked up." When they go in to question him, they're like, "We found your friend in the bag." He's like, "Oh, or they say, "We found your friend in the car." And he goes, "Oh, the hitchhiker? Oh, I get caught for everything around here."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I did it. I admit it. It's not really that big of a deal. The guy told me it was illegal."
Oh my. Gray, do you have a good one for us?
I think so. So man, 5 is tough because you're distilling a decade into 5 movies. So I kind of wanted to go with like movies that represented a little bit more. Not saying that you guys didn't, but I'm saying each one of my picks kind of represents kind of a subgenre of comedy from the time, and then it kind of moved on. So yeah, for me, my number 5 is what I think is the last great movie from this director, unfortunately, and he made so many amazing ones. But yeah, it's from '93. It's Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think it's the last great Mel Brooks one. I love Dracula Dead and loving it, but it's not on the same tier.
It's
for
not
me.
good.
Like,
I love Leslie
I love
Nielsen.
it, but
I love Leslie Nielsen. Like, I have an unhealthy obsession with Leslie Nielsen. I own 2001: A Space Travesty. Okay, on DVD. Dracula Dead and Loving It sucks.
Yeah, but it's got a certain place in my heart.
It does. It does. It does. But I love how Gray, like, you know, I know a lot of you didn't make good picks. I'm going to encapsulate my
mainly speaking for laughs
1990s generation into this. Listen, look at my gravitas and my humbleness come out through the movies that I will bestow upon you, the lesser folk.
I completely respect Warren's choice. Warren was correct in what he's saying, and I know Bob is going to knock it out of the park with his choices. That's all I can say, really. But no, just like there was a Mel Brooks type of comedy, and it died in the 90s. I haven't seen one like that since.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This was kind of the end of an era to me, and man, is it. I understand he's made movies since then, and people have gone on to co-make movies with him. Like we're getting Spaceballs 2, I believe, this year, and then we got History of the World Part 2. Yeah, but man, Robin Hood Men in Tights, to me, it hits so hard, and Carrie Elwes as Robin. Robin,
the only one who speaks with an English accent.
Yes,
he is perfect in this, and just like he could not be more perfect. Richard Lewis
Richard Lewis's best role, dude. The mole itself, it's like its own character.
Well, and he invented the hot tub, or made his men invent the hot tub for him. You know, more bubbles. Just man, there's so much going on with this.
Lincoln.
Latrine, Blinken, Abe Lincoln. Man, there's just so much going on, but there's just so Tracy Ullman as Latrine is just amazing. Dom DeLuise in it again, one of his last amazing roles. Isaac Hayes, he kills it in this. But yeah, Chappelle is kind of his big come up. From here, it kind of opens some more doors. I know people remember him in Nutty Professor, but he really got to kind of show off what he could do in this. And
I think he had a way better part in it. A lot of the jokes hit like Chappelle jokes that you would hear now. Like the way,
Yeah.
the way he enunciates them and delivers them, I would say. Maybe not you know what I'm trying
For
to say.
sure.
Yeah. I love that movie. So good.
But man,
So
there's
good.
so much going on in there. But yeah, even Little John in there is just to me it's perfect. And like there's so many quotable lines from it. If we don't get no tolls, we can't eat no rolls. Like it pops up in my mind way too often. Just I absolutely love this one. So Robin Hood Men in Tights is my number 5.
Contest itself is just
True.
fucking amazing.
What was it when Prince John goes to see Latrine and she's like, we changed our name to Latrine. You changed it to Latrine? Yeah, it used to be Shit House. And he's like,
Good choice.
Good change. Yeah, it's like
Very
Richard
good
Lewis is
change.
like only like really good thing. Like, my God, that's dude. It is just Blinken fighting the wood.
Uh-huh.
I love it when he falls out of the tree and he's all like, I can see, and then he gets hit again. And he's just like, oh, never mind.
Never mind.
The Playboy and
Playboy.
Braille. There's so many great things about it. Repossessing the castle, where they're just towing the castle away. Man, everything about this movie. It really hits where, sadly, a lot of Mel Brooks' other ones didn't for me.
They don't.
It
No,
put
you're
a great
right.
capper on a career for me.
Yeah. I can. That's a great pick. Yep. Bob.
Gray, I almost put Robin Hood Men in Tights as my number 5. I really almost did, but this other one that I put there just slightly beat it, at least for me. I really liked Hot Shots Part 2.
Oh yes.
That's a great one too.
Freaking the whole Rambo spoof is freaking hilarious. At times they're spoofing Rambo 3, other times they're spoofing Rambo 2. It's freaking hilarious. I love the scene at the beginning when he's doing the fight with that guy
in the shadows.
The toppings.
Well, he's got all the glass and everything,
gloves,
and then
man.
trying to go that he's got the gummy bears.
Yes. I thought you were talking about Bridges when he's fighting.
But and then Troutman asks him, he's like, "What was that?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I just do that for the money and to satisfy my male craving to kill and win." It's just some of the stuff in there's hilarious. The scene where he's just blowing people away at the end, and it's got like the body count going.
Yes, more than RoboCop, more than
Terminator, bloodiest movie ever made.
He's like up to his chest in bullet casings. Oh.
Yeah, I really like Hot Shots Part 2. That's great. And just some of the stuff they do and there's really cool. The fact that you got the actor who played Troutman to come back and play basically Troutman again, for this movie. I thought that just made it hilarious. And then you got what's his name? Who was in Whose line is it anyway? Ryan Stiles.
Yeah,
he's
yes.
Killer, man. It's possibly his best on-screen one. He didn't get as much recognition from Drew Carey's show, but this, like, it really showcases what he could have done. I wish he would have had a more illustrious movie career.
Yeah. But this one's a lot of fun. Who was it to play the president? Lloyd Benson? Isn't that
Lloyd Bridges?
Lloyd Bridges, thank you. I don't know why I said Benson. Lloyd Bridges. He was in the first one, obviously, but he plays the president in the second one. And I just love how he's always talking about all the injuries that he had and stuff. At one point, he's like, "Oh, my tongue got taken off. The new one I got is from a basset hound." He starts drinking. He's like lapping up his champagne and stuff.
Yeah, the way he delivers the lines with the looks on his face. Is just so gold. So gold, dude. That movie's so good. So good.
And they're freaking parodying Bush when he went to Japan and threw up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They show him looking at the plate of sushi and it's like winking back at him and stuff.
Sword fighting with Saddam.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's what I mean. That's what I thought you were talking about at first, because the shadows start fighting while they're eating.
Yeah.
They're still going. It's like, what? It's so good, man.
Oh, the guy who played Mr. Bean, he's the wife or the husband of Topper's girlfriend. What was her name? The one he was in love with in the both movies. Can't remember her name.
You
know who I'm talking about, right?
Valeria Galino.
Yeah,
That's her name.
and they're going to save him.
Ramadan. What's his name? Ramadan. What the fuck is her name? Anyway.
I'm blanking on it, but
I know that's her real name is.
But yeah,
Valeria
she's like
Galino
supposedly, or she's married in the movie, and they're trying to save her husband, is played by Mr. Bean. So a great movie. That's my number 5.
I was trying to look up the names. Yeah, it's her name's Valeria Galino. I'm trying to look at her name in Hot Shots. Hold on.
Ramada.
Yeah, Ramada. I said Ramadan. All right.
So,
she's like, I'm married, and he's like, you're joking. If I was joking, I'd say a rabbi, a priest walk into a bar.
There's so many good. That whole that's like the parody movies that are good are like my favorite, and you'll see in my list. But
there's something special about Hot Shots Part 2. Not only does it have one of those like amazing sequel names, but I like Part 2 way better than Hot Shots.
I do too.
Hot Shots Part 2 is, so I made a top 10 list. It's in my top 10. Man, I love that movie so much. It's up there with top Charlie Sheen ones for me.
Well, Lieutenant Sean Tupper Harley. Why does he have so many names? My number 4 is Orgasmo.
Oh, nice.
So I love basketball, right? I love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that movie when it came out in the theater, and like it's great. There's so much, but Orgasmo, just the whole premise itself is great, but how they treat Squeak Scolari, I can't remember his name, in Orgasmo for some reason. I don't know why, but dude, they're just like, I love the scene where where they're in the house and he's like, well, where do I sleep? And they point to the corner and there's like this fucking disgusting cat bed he's like, how am I supposed to get chicks in this? He's like, you couldn't get a chick. You had the $100 bill sitting on your bed. Yes, I could. Shut up, you little bitch. I am not a bitch. Yeah, you are, you little bitch. Just keep calling him a little bitch. Or when he tells his dad he's not doing hamster style anymore. I'm not doing hamster style anymore, Dad. That's good, son. Just everything in that movie. Sancho, dude, like fucking just, oh God, dude. The first time I saw that movie, I laughed way more than I should have. And there's like a lot of people that like their other movies more. And I don't know, dude. The Man song, dude, on the radio, like it's just now you're a man. Like that's just, I don't know. That's like peak funniness to me. I love that movie. I could watch it whenever. It doesn't matter whenever it's on, but that is number 4 on my list. Warren?
Mine is Robin Hood Men in Tights. I absolutely love that movie. Everything that you guys said about it earlier. I'm a huge fan of the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie, and this was essentially just a straight parody of that one. And I love both of them, and there's not really much else you can say about Robin Hood Men in Tights that hasn't already been said. But yeah, that was my number 4.
I love how Kevin Costner plays Kevin Costner in every Kevin Costner movie.
Yeah,
he's the same guy.
Now he's Kevin Costner with a gravelly voice. Like before, he had a little range. Now he just has that gravelly voice and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And a hat. He's got a cowboy hat in what he does now.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
But yeah, the Robin Hood Men in Tights it was number 6 on my list, and I don't know. There's some movies that you just watch and they have rewatchability, and most of these ones, like it wouldn't matter when they were on. If I saw it, I would watch it. Even if it had commercials, I would still watch it. I would just stop what I'm doing and just sit there and stare at the screen. And I don't even have to necessarily laugh to do it, but I know it's just funny. It always hits the right spot. But Gray, you're number 4, sir.
Yeah. So let me.
Oh boy.
So you talked a whole lot about
Did I?
your number 4, but
I talked
you
a
said
whole lot.
Orgasmo. Well, you said you're choosing Orgasmo, but then everything that you're talking about, like Squeak Scolari,
No, I just
little
said,
bit.
I didn't remember how what his name was in the movie. I couldn't remember what his name was in Orgasmo. I couldn't remember.
Okay, just all of that you were talking about seemed to be basketball, which
Well, except
leads me
the
to my
Sancho
number
part.
4 pick.
Sancho,
what can I say?
Other stuff.
So I agree with you. I think it's awesome that you're representing Orgasmo. There is so much that the South Park guys,
Don't even
Trey
say
Parker, Matt
Cannibal the
Stone,
Musical. Don't even say it.
what they were able to do throughout the 90s. Like I think they
my.
really had a hold on what comedy was and shaped where it was going. Man, so you got South Park, you got Bigger, Longer, Uncut, you've got Cannibal the Musical, you've got Orgasmo. It's just so many good things, but they've got this other one. And then when you take the other legend, the legend who is past part of Zaz, Airplane, Naked Gun, Scary Movie once it got taken away from the Wayans brothers. But all those, you get this weird combination where David Zucker works with both Matt Stone and Trey Parker, and you get the weirdest sports comedy ever. My number 4 is basketball. And just, man, I could watch this so many times. And my wife hates it so fucking much. Every time I watch it, she has to leave the room. It's one of those that I don't know why. She just despises this, but it kind of, okay, my wife is now saying not true, but it kind of shaped who I was in junior high. I just kind of became obsessed with this whole, just answering everything with dude thing. I don't know. I just absolutely love basketball. It just has this nostalgic thing, but man, you got Bob Costa actually in there giving play-by-play on
Costas.
Kind of fair enough. I don't like to add the S to his name because I'm personal with him like that. But what can I say to bring this gravitas to this fictional game, this joke of a game, man? To me, it works so great. I love the tangents, the side stories. You mentioned a lot of what is going on with Squeak Scolari.
I only mentioned that one scene. That one scene. I thought
Yeah.
that scene was funny in basketball, but I did mention
Dion Bashar is the actor who's in a lot of their stuff. I wish he did more because, man, he could do so much in both of those movies. Just, man, I want to see more from that dude. But just as Squeak Scolari, just it indelibly is burned into my memory just how cruel you could be to somebody and it being funny. So I just absolutely love it. And then the fake outs, man, all of those are kind of stuck in my brain as well. I love the almost roasting just idea of, you can fake someone out, gross them out, make them laugh enough that you can make them fuck up. I dig that. I think we need more things that you can psych people out. And then it also pays homage to that one magical summer, the summer of ska. You could tell that this was filmed in 97 because, Real Big Fish were still a thing. It's great. What can I say? I absolutely love me some basketball. I think the combination of, the South Park guys and David Zucker makes for this amazing thing. Apparently, Matt Stone and Trey Parker kind of hate it. They didn't write any of it. They totally brought their personality to it. But
except for the ending. I can't stand the ending.
I like all of it, man.
You like them making out for 30 seconds? That's
it's not the first time, man.
I know, but it doesn't make it any less ridiculous.
It works for me. But man, I love me some basketball. It's up there with sports movies. I think it would be top 10 sports movies of all time for me as well.
Can't put it in the top
10.
It is.
It's
not a real sport.
Oh, it is. Don't you take this away from Lazy Boy.
I listen. I'm not. You can parody The Natural all you want, as much as you want to, but I don't know. I like basketball. It was on my list, but I really thought about it. I like Orgasmo more. I don't know. I couldn't think of his name, but in the movie, it's Chota Boy. But
Chota
yeah,
Boy.
Yeah,
Name a better
I just couldn't
Yasmin
think of
Bleeth
it.
movie. I can't think of one. She's perfect in this
Well,
one.
I mean, you know, you
Jenny
could say
McCarthy.
that. You could say that though about like name me a better Arnold Schwarzenegger standing in his underwear movie. Like, and then you know, and it only takes place for
So
8
Long
seconds.
Goodbye.
But it's a Arnold Schwarzenegger
They're mustard
movie.
colored. You got to understand. Ernest Borgnine as the owner of the team, who's just
Dude, he was so good. Ernest
everything
Borgnine
about
was
this is so
fantastic.
perfect, man.
Yeah,
I love me
it's
some
a great
basketball.
movie. It's a great movie. I just thought Orgasmo was like funnier in the sense of like how Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. I thought like I love basketball, but it's like it doesn't feel like cohesive as a movie. It's just a bunch of funny shit. The playoffs scene it's hilarious though. The playoffs, we're on month 15 of the playoffs. And Al Michaels, he's like, just the other month, these girls were in whatever 8th grade, whatever the hell he said. Oh, disgusting like.
Yeah.
Al Michaels. That shit's funny, man. It's good.
It's a great sports movie. I'm just saying.
It's a good
Bob,
sports
what's your
movie.
number 4, sir?
Yeah.
All right. Well, some people would consider this to be the Jackie Brown of this film series because Ms. Pam Grier, Jackie Brown herself is in this movie. So that's why I say this. But my number 4 is Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I don't think this is necessarily a good movie.
Do you like it better than Excellent Adventure?
You know what? I kind of do.
There's a lot of people that do.
I don't know what it is, but I think it's hilarious. This whole concept of them going to all around the afterlife, going to, interacting with the Grim Reaper, going to hell, going to heaven, and having to fight, evil robot versions of themselves.
Well, do you think that call themselves Evil Bill and Evil Ted?
Yes. And they're like,
self-aware.
Can you help us find a scientist that can help us build good robot us's to defeat some bad robot us's? I just think, I think it's freaking hilarious. The scene when they get to hell and they fall, they hit the rock and they stand up and they're like, wow, this place isn't what I expected it to look like at all. And the other one's like, yeah, we got totally lied to by our album covers.
And was it the chess game, right? They play the first one as chess. Is it chess?
No, it was Battleship. Was the
first one. That's right. They totally parodied the Seventh Seal, but totally fuck it over with all the bullshit that they do.
Yeah, it's a freaking great movie, and the ending, of course, that they finally achieve their destiny and become the band that saves all of humanity.
Right,
now, obviously,
because yes,
they undid all of that with the third film. But
what'd you think of that movie?
You know what? I didn't watch it for that reason alone. I started watching it, and I was like, they undid all of this, and so I just stopped watching it. I probably need to go back and actually watch the whole thing because I've actually heard it. So it's not good because I actually heard it was okay.
Okay, so it undoes everything, but the girl they got to play Ted Theodore Logan's daughter is good. Like I thought she was good. You could tell. Like I'm like, oh, that's definitely his daughter, but it's exactly what you think it is. It's you can know what that movie's going to be in the first 5 minutes, and that's not saying that's bad. That's sometimes good, but it's not executed good. They did it better in the first movie.
Yeah, but the second film I think is great. The Grim Reaper is part of their band by the end of the movie.
Dude,
I think
he's sick bassist.
Yeah, he's a bassist. Overall, I think it's just a fun movie. And like I said, Jackie Brown's in that. She plays Miss Wardrow.
She does.
The one who lets them into the Battle of the Bands.
Yep.
And then it turns out it was Rufus and whatnot. So,
Rufus!
The scene where they're doing the seance is hilarious. And Ted's or what's her name? Missy is like, spirits speak to us. Can you hear us? And Ted's like, yeah, We could totally see down your shirt.
Sure.
It's just, I mean, it's hilarious.
I just love how she goes from dad to dad.
Yes, it's hilarious. I can't believe Missy divorced your dad and married mine.
So stupid.
I mean, it's ridiculous, but I like it. So that's my number 4.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice. My number 3 is Major League. The first one.
Good movie.
I've seen this movie way too many times. I even like Major League 2. I just don't like Major League 3. That one's the one that I don't like. But Major League 1 has so many good lines, dude. Wherever they go out to dinner and Charlie Sheen has like everything up, but he's got a tie, and he's like, "You look good." He's like, "I feel like a banker in this." It's just like, just his relationship with Roger Dorn is just fantastic, And there's just so many there's so many good in the I can't remember who's the old guy that plays the coach. I can't remember his name.
Isn't it?
Well, the manager's name himself in the movie was Lou.
No, yeah, I'm saying the actor.
I can't remember the
actor.
name of the actor. Yeah.
Just whenever
James Gammon.
That's it.
So I hate to be a dick. Major League was 89.
Oh, was
you got to go Major League 2, man.
Oh, damn. I thought it was 90. Oh, well.
Wow.
Well, then, Major League 2 is on my list then. Because I can't.
It's a good movie. I like Major League 2.
Fine.
I thought it was 90.
It's a different Willie Mays Hayes, but you got the same Serrano. So,
That sucks because that was on the 90s list of movies. So that sucks. Yeah. So I guess I would have to pick something else. So I'm going to have to pick something else off of my list here. So let me see what Men in Tights was number 6. So I would have to pick Men in Tights.
I'm sorry for being a dick and doing that to you. It's an awesome movie. Like I honestly was looking for what year it was because I wanted to put that on my list. Well, again, I think that would be in my top 10 sports movies.
You can blame IMDb and Wikipedia and others.
Those bastards.
You can blame them. But yeah, so I would say then Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's what I would have to pick. And we already talked about that too a lot. So go ahead, Warren. You're number 3.
My number 3 is, well, if we were doing a list of 10, this would be my second Jim Carrey pick. But this one was the top one for me. And my number 3 is Dumb and Dumber. And I absolutely love that movie. Was it Jeff Daniels who played his cohort? And to be able to like play with Jim Carrey and be able to pull it off, if not just as well, maybe even better in some spots. The comedy was great. It was one of those ones where it's like everyone else is normal, but then you have these two insane characters. Because like the Hot Shots where everything is kind of like slapstick, and like Robin Hood Men in Tights, everything is weird. You got like Major League where it's like everyone's normal, but they're just weird characters. And then you've got Dumb and Dumber where it's like the only two people that are weird are the two main characters. And I just remember laughing my ass off with that one. The bathroom scene when he gives him some X-Lack. When they open up the ransom money and it's just like a bunch of IOUs. It's like, this is better than money. This is IOUs. Yeah. Going the wrong way when they were heading to the Rocky Mountains and they're like in the Midwest, and he's just like, yeah, John Denver's full of shit because it's just flat plains everywhere. And
that's funny. I like
was it at the end where they meet up with all the hot ladies and whatnot? And
yeah.
They're like, so like, you idiot, and they stop the bus. He's like, you have to, sorry, my friend, the town's that way. And they just like, wow, there's gonna be some lucky guys.
Dude, Lloyd Christmas. Like, every time he does the Banaka, it's like over here.
He gets frozen to his back because he pissed
all over him.
on the moped.
That's awesome.
Dude,
The Samsonite joke. Like,
Petey,
man, there's
Pretty
so
Bird.
many of those. Yeah, I was gonna
Bird.
say the controversial
Bird.
part where they sell the blind
That's not
kid.
controversial.
It created controversy at the time.
No,
It was
dumb people create controversy. That's what, because the blind were so, mad about that. They didn't see it.
they heard about it.
They're like, fuck,
They
like,
felt
what are
it.
you talking about? I guess it's controversy about a comedy movie based in total reality.
When the cop tells him to pull over, he's like, "No, it's a cardigan." He's like, "Killer boots, man."
And, yeah. Dogmobile, dude.
Oh, the shaggin' wagon, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. Oh,
Oh, so what's your
Okay.
number 3, Gray?
Along the same lines, so the other kind of duo that really kind of led the 90s and early 2000s in comedy was Bobby and Peter Farrelly or Farley. I hear them pronounced a bunch of different ways, but the dudes that brought you Dumb and Dumber, Something About Mary, Shallow Hal, Me, Myself, and Irene. They were just all over comedy, and they kind of created this gross out comedy thing that everybody was kind of going for. There's one more that I don't think it gets the recognition that it deserves, and this 100% is in my
better
top 10
be as
sports
good as
movies.
Shallow Hal.
It's
Oh.
way better, man. Kingpin. It is
Oh,
amazing. It
that
is
is a good
goddamn amazing. I think it's my favorite Woody Allen performance ever. It is definitely my favorite Randy Quaid performance
Woody
ever.
Harrelson?
He's referred to the entire movie as the kid, and he's like 14 years older than Woody Harrelson. It's great. I absolutely love this movie. Vanessa Angel, she
think
should
it
have gone
would be
on to do
better.
more.
As Woody Allen. I think your first assertion would be better. It should be Woody Allen.
He couldn't pull it off, man. Woody Harrelson is amazing in this.
I-
But everything
yes.
about it. But then it's got the most iconic Bill Murray performance ever.
Oh, dude,
Bigger
so
and
good.
Oh,
McCracken.
yeah.
Just, I absolutely love this. Everything about this movie, just it works on so many different levels for me. Yeah, I could watch this one anytime it's on. I basically am forced to just keep watching. It's just amazing. Yeah, there's. Sorry, my dog is freaking out right now. Yeah, my favorite Farrelly brother movie. Even with the addition of like Ricky Stenicki last year and Balls Up now, I still got to go. Kingpin is the culmination of everything great that those guys brought to cinema. I absolutely love me some Kingpin. Check it out. It's the greatest sports movie ever. It's definitely in my top 10.
It's Kingpin's an awesome movie, man. It's
Yeah.
a really good movie. I love that movie. You're right. I do think it's Bill Murray's best, in my opinion, best role. I think the character is phenomenal, and it fits him more than what they tried to pigeonhole him into. It's like Groundhog's Day. People love that movie, but it's like, I don't know. It's like just him being himself. Like he's not really playing a character. You know what I mean? Like how many times have we seen him act that way in movies? Where this was like,
Yeah.
he got to be that, but more. He actually got to be an actual character.
Sorry, Orange Avenger is bringing up the. He's like, took the liberty of milking your cow. It's like we don't have a cow.
He's like, oh, like full on drinking.
It's so great.
Oh.
Yeah, I love everything about this movie.
I
Yeah,
can't see
I
comments
just-
for some reason. That sucks. There we
Oh.
go. Look at that. Now I can see him. Holy shit.
Oh,
Hi,
hell
people.
yeah.
I couldn't see him.
What up, Patrick? I didn't see your comment there. It's pronounced the Felicia brothers. I'm sorry. I've been pronouncing the brothers wrong the entire time. But they make a hell of a movie.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I couldn't see. I couldn't see any comments. Last comment I saw was Bob that says "Hail chat." That's it.
Well,
Wasn't-
hail chat.
I was like, nobody's saying nothing. No. All right.
No one's here.
Well, speaking of Bob, hey, what you got as number 3, sir?
This, I guess, kind of cheating, but I actually got 2 movies at my number 3. But that's
fine.
because in a lot of ways they're almost the same movie, and that is Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
That's
Um,
fine. You can do
I,
that.
I find that the reason I put them both there is because I laugh equally hard on them.
It's like what
Uh,
I did.
And
Major League and Major League.
there you go. Um, and in a lot of ways, it's essentially the same movie. It's got a lot of the same beats. Some of the, uh, the same things happen. The same themes. But at the end of the day, I really what makes these movies are the scenes where Kevin's going up against the crooks. That's
Mhm.
really what makes
Yeah.
these so hilarious. The last 30 to 40 minutes in both movies are just absolutely hilarious. I remember seeing it as a kid, and to this day, I still laugh extremely hard.
Mhm.
Again, they're almost the same movie. Of course, the second one they put the crooks through a little bit more because it's the sequel, so you got to go
You gotta go a little
bigger
bit
and
harder.
badder. But
Yeah.
Irresponsible parents.
yeah,
Where's
Uh,
CPS at?
Yeah, seriously. Good lord.
but yeah, those are hilarious. I love the setting of the second one where it takes place in New York, but where the big showdown happens at his uncle's house, and the house is all being remodeled and torn up and
Mhm.
and whatnot. And I think that just makes for a fun setting, and some of the things that he puts them through is hilarious. And that just from the moment where he's throwing the bricks at him, and it keeps hitting
Dude,
more
that's-
over and
I remember I talked about that for a while. On one of the, I think it was the Christmas movies we did.
yeah.
Like, dude, he throws like 5 bricks like every time. And Joe Pesci's like, yeah, egging him on, and it's just Daniel Stern getting hit in the face. And I think one of the things everybody talks about Daniel Stern's reactions to things, but like Joe Pesci's Yosemite Sam speak is some of the best stuff in the movie. He says "rassafrackin" in the movie 2 times. You can't do that unless you're Joe Pesci. And there's so much good stuff in those movies.
Yeah.
I love it. This year was 2025 Christmas was the first time my youngest son saw Home Alone, and he thought it was the funniest thing ever. Well, first while
one of
he
those
did,
movies
he
you
was
can
like,
pass
"This
down to
sucks."
generations.
Yeah. He was like, "When does the funny stuff start happening?" And then when it happened, he loved it. So we definitely then that's fine, Bob. You could pick as many as you want.
Yeah, so that's why I put both of them there, is because again they're virtually the same movie, but I laughed equally hard on both of them. So I got them both there.
Nice. Yeah, my number 2 is Hot Shots Part 2.
Nice.
It's just there's not we've already talked about it enough. That's why I just kind of was like, yes, but I think the 90s was the peak of those parody type movies. I think my last favorite parody style movie was Scary Movie 3, and that wasn't in the 90s. So, but Scary Movie 3 I thought was, good. But Hot Shots Part 2, like the actors were there. The fact that they got Lloyd Bridges to do this as well, like, I always love when they take serious actors and then they put them in these movies, kind of like with grumpy old men and grumpier old men when you got Burgess Meredith, like, you know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that really makes me laugh. And Charlie Sheen just had such great delivery back then, and man, Hot Shots Part 2, we've already talked about it, so there's not much else I could really say about it. But yeah.
Well, I have one question. So, Bob, you put it on your list, but you just watched the double feature of the 2 amazing actual movies that it's parodying. Well,
yeah,
I suppose Part 2 is a little bit different, but after watching the actual Top Guns, does that still hold up? Or it's been a while since I've watched them all together.
The original Top Gun to me still holds up fairly well. I mean, obviously, I think the second one does a lot of the stuff better, especially when it comes to making you feel like you're inside the cockpit. Joseph Kosinski has a real knack for doing that in a lot of his movies, making you feel like you're in the driver's seat or in the cockpit. He did that with F1, and even Oblivion was that way. He directed Tron Legacy too, right? I think he did that one as well, and that's another example of that. So I think it does some things better, but the film itself, I think, holds up for the most part. I still thought that that some of the sequences with the with the jets and whatnot were pretty good.
And does Hot Shots kind of, I don't know, hold up to that? A lot of the
You
parodies
know
kind
what?
of fall off where the originals don't.
Looking back at it, I wasn't a huge fan of the original Hot Shots as it was. I mean, I liked it, but compared to the second one, like when it comes to parody movies, the original Hot Shots is a lot lower on my list as opposed to Hot Shots Part 2. I mean, I think it's pretty good as a parody, but it's definitely, I think there are other parodies out there that are better. I think the sequel does it much better when it parodies the Rambo films.
Mm-hmm. Warren, you're number 2.
What was your number 2?
Hot Shots Part 2.
Hot Shots
Oh,
Part
that's right.
2.
Yeah, okay. My number 2
Yeah.
was the Big Lebowski, which
yeah.
when I watched it when I was younger, I didn't like as much, but as I get older, it's the more I want to become the dude, and how much I love that movie. What was it? John Goodman, Steve Buscemi. I mean, it's just a great movie, and it has all the wackos. It's quotable. It's just everything about it. I never did watch the movie they made off of the bowler guy. I think did that ever come out with that, or is that just they were going to make a movie based on the bowling character, the one that was would like lick his bowling ball or some crap like that. But yeah,
Jesus, I think it's called like Jesus Rules. It's panned like everywhere. Nobody kind of holds that in high regard.
But yeah, that's just I love the Big Lebowski. What was those German guys that actually did the kidnapping? They were nihilists. There's just so much good stuff, and it was one of those films that I appreciate a lot more as I got older than when I was younger. Like Ace Ventura I don't appreciate that nearly as much now as I do like with like the Big Lebowski or stuff along those lines. So yeah, so that was my number 2 was the Adventures of the Dude.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm. Gray?
Yeah. So my number 2, I tried to grab another, I don't know, I'd call it a pillar of what kind of directed comedy going on from there. So I think Mike Judge really kind of shaped a lot of what people were doing in comedy. He definitely shaped a lot of what was going on with animation. You know, like Beavis and Butthead Do America was huge. The actual cartoon, it spawned so many wannabes and imitations of it.
Mhm.
But man, what he was able to do in 1999 with his foray into live action, Office Space, just, man, it is infinitely quotable. I have probably seen it a million times, and I just don't tire of it. There's something about this amazing, apathetic yet serene character, much like the dude. Like, he is just kind of zen with it. He is just experiencing it, and he's okay with it. Ron Livingston's kind of portrayal of this character who gets hypnotized, and then the hypnotist just happens to have a heart attack, so he just kind of stays in this peaceful state. I have looked for that zen state and never found it in my life. But yeah, it's got one of the best performances. So I love what Ron Livingston is able to do as the Peter character. But Jennifer Aniston, she is just not annoying in this one. Somehow I dig what she's doing, which is kind of tough usually. And then you know, her tchotchke's flair. Like, I'm actually on her side for this. David Herman as not George Michael, Michael Bolton. Sorry. I absolutely love his thing. AJ Naidu, just amazing as now I'm forgetting the character's name, but not gonna work here anymore. Yeah, Diedrich Bader as the neighbor who just is so over the top but so perfect. And then Stephen Root in one of his many roles that he just kind of blends into, that you just can't I can't imagine anybody else being Milton. But it just kind of showed me how much of a variety Stephen Root could do, going from like Jimmy James to Milton. Man, it's just amazing. And then Gary Cole is the boss. How many times have I can't tell you how many times it comes up in my mind that like, so I'm gonna need you to work Saturday. Just yeah, it absolutely it's something that shaped a lot of kind of apathetic comedy in the future. And man, I dig what Mike Judge was able to do. It was a flop when it came out, but it just got so much traction on VHS and I guess DVD at the time. But man, Office Space. Yeah, I think it really shaped a lot of what comedy was to come. And then, man, what he was able to do with his next couple films, but they're not in the 90s. So, yeah, I'd have to give Office Space as this huge kind of shape. I can't tell you how many slacker movies kind of came out after this.
Yeah, Office Space is good stuff. The jump to conclusions, Matt, is
Oh, that one's great.
The Bobs with their
Bobs, John C.
Yes.
McGinley.
Yeah.
So great.
Yes.
Gonna burn the place down. Yeah, set it on fire. Bob, number 2.
My number 2 is Major Payne.
Love Major
Oh,
Payne.
nice.
Love Major Payne.
Major Payne is freaking hilarious. As somebody who served, I can relate to it a little bit.
Yeah.
As somebody who has 5 kids, I can relate to it a little bit. There's so much about that film that I can relate to. But it's hilarious. I love the whole sequence when he's meeting the kids for the first time and he's got them all in formation. And that one kid sneezes, and he's like, "Did I give you permission to sneeze, Opie?"
Open.
And the kid sneezes right in his face, and he's like, "I see we have a sickly boy on our hands." And he has him drop into the push-ups. Well, a few minutes later, he's yelling at the deaf guy, and he's like, "Are you stupid, or are you just plain old deaf?" And the kid's like, "Yeah, sir. Actually, he is deaf." "Oh, thank you." I dropped down, give me 25 more push-ups for speaking out of line.
Yeah. Major Payne's a good movie, man. I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, that's so
also
good.
It's hilarious where he moves them into those barracks, or not those barracks, but like I guess the barracks that he moves them into, and they're like, "Oh, we can't be out here." And so that the one guy, he's like, "Major Payne, I speak for everybody when I say this is unacceptable, sir." And he's like, "Really?" Next thing you know, they're all buried in the mud, and he's just
spraying them. Yeah,
he's like, "My little Brussels sprouts, uproot yourselves."
He does the little train choo-choo or train the good story. Your legs blubber off.
It's a great movie, man. Damon Wayans pulled that off really well.
Yeah,
like that character.
Yeah, that it's a hilarious movie. He nailed it.
Yep.
So that's my number 2.
All right. So my number 1, I guarantee you, is nobody's number 1, but my number 1 is Wrongfully Accused with Leslie Nielsen. The first 45 minutes of that movie, in my opinion, is some of the fun. The back half doesn't hold up, but the first 45 minutes of that movie,
hilarious, man. The Fugitive, like, why do you need a parody of The Fugitive? But it's great.
Richard Crenna as the Tommy Lee Jones character is great, and there's a scene, and I took the clip. There's a scene where Leslie Nielsen and Kelly LeBrock have an interaction, and it's one of my favorite scenes of all time. And here it is.
Ryan, what are you doing?
Your dog certainly has a surprised look on his face. Yeah.
Well, that's because you're looking at his butt.
Oh. Then he's certainly not going to enjoy that treat that I just fed to him. Well.
Just your dog has a surprised look on his face.
Oh man.
Just the way he delivers the line, and the fucking the other scene with that's parodying The Usual Suspects with the guy from America's Most Wanted. So he goes into he's already wanted, right? And he goes into this fishing tackle store or whatever, right? And he picks out all this stuff. And the guy's like, I've never seen you here before, mister. And he's like, Mr. Buzzin' Frog, born on the shores of the Uralava River near Rapala, up there by Timberdoodle. And then whenever they show, and he's like a couple of husky jerks, he's doing all this stuff with the fishing pole. And he's like, from Slimy Slug, South Dakota, invited me to go fishing, Spinswick and salty dog shrimp. And then they show the guy and he's putting it all together because he's just reading the shit that's behind him. Dude, that there's so many good scenes in that movie. And like I said, Richard Crenna is the fucking Tommy Lee Jones guy. When he first calls out what he's like, all right, we are looking for a man who is 6'1" and has a stride of 6 feet 1 inch or 6 feet 2 inches. That means he's at least 7.1 miles. He like does it down to like the most ridiculous stupidity. And then the train scene. If anybody has seen this movie in the train, so Leslie Nielsen's running away from a train in the train chase, right? The train comes off the tracks and chases him from in the woods. And then he's like looking around the corner, and then the train peeks behind this fucking tree. Like, what is happening? Why is this happening? Or like when he's playing the violin, he's like this guy who plays, he's an amazing violinist, which has this picture of him like this, and it's like this muscular body with his fucking face. And so he sees the Kelly LeBrock character, and he's like seeing her, right? And he's standing behind his little, like where he puts the sheet music, and he's standing there, and she's doing all this stuff with the cigar and rolling it on her tits, and then like puts it in her mouth. And you see the little tray, the little like the little drawers start coming out because he's popping a boner, and then she bites it, and then it just slaps back in. And there's the Hibbing Goodhue character. Like there's so many lines in that movie that are in the background that are fucking gold. And like they're just you gotta watch. I think it's on Amazon Prime if you have Prime for free. But like I said, the back half doesn't hold up, but that first 45 minutes, dude, is fucking gold. It is so funny. But yeah. That's my number
Give me
one.
those Leslie Nielsen ones. That one I dig. I also like Spy Hard. They're not quite what Airplane or any of those other ones are, but
oh, dude,
man.
I think Wrongfully Accused is funnier than Airplane. 100%.
Really?
I don't know,
Yes.
man. There's this nostalgia of so much that's going on with it. They definitely knew what they were doing, and there's a formula that it goes to. But man, Airplane was the classic.
Yeah, that's why it holds up, is because it's a classic movie that wasn't just him. You know, there was so many other people in that movie. You know, and
Fair enough.
like, and I don't think there's more jokes in the first 45 minutes of Wrongfully Accused than there is in all of Airplane, in my opinion. And I think it's funnier than the Naked Gun movies. And I am a massive Leslie Nielsen fan. Like I have everything the dudes. I even have like some of his straight man movies. Like I did because I wanted to see what they were like, you know. I even have like episodes of him on the Golden Girls because
Some of the best Golden Girls episodes.
I was massively obsessed with that comedy, like for some reason, and just Wrongfully Accused. And I saw it in the theater. That also like was one of the reasons why too. And I have the movie poster.
Dude, so for me, my Leslie Nielsen, it's got to be Police Squad and Creep Show. But still, love everything else that he does. But yeah, Nightmares and Nerdscapes is saying, please tell me Basketball was on somebody's list.
Yeah.
Laps talked about Basketball a little bit, but Orgasmo was on his list. But
I talked about one scene in Basketball because I couldn't
Basketball
remember
was
the
on my
guy's name.
list. It was my number 4.
Talking about one thing. But that's how.
And I talked about everything else. It was great. You got good taste, sir. Warren, what's your number 1, sir?
Yeah.
Number 1 is Office Space.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that one just resonated with me. When I saw it, I think I was in the Army at the time period. And there was just something about like just his I don't give a shit attitude and with the apathy of it where I was just like, this is just so far. It felt like almost ahead of its time. Like I was shocked that it didn't do well in the theaters, but I didn't even really know anything about it until it was already on Blu-ray or on DVD, I think at the time. And yeah, it's just Mike Judge. He has this really really great way of writing comedies, and I don't think he gets nearly enough credit. Even though like I like his Beavis and Butthead, but I think King of the Hill is better than Beavis and Butthead, and I really love
Agreed.
Space. It's just something that just resonates, even if you don't have an office job. Just the apathy towards the work and the crap that he put up with, and then just he's like unscrews down part of his partition so you can see out the window, and he like comes in and cleans a fish at his desk. I mean, I absolutely loved all that stuff, and it really seemed to strike a nerve with a lot of people. It should have done better in the theaters, but I don't know if they just didn't like preview it correctly, if the marketing was off, or what the deal was, because it deserved.
Every one of his movies bombs. I don't know why, but Idiocracy, like it lasted a weekend. Extract did like nothing. Beavis and Butthead to America did
turned
pretty
into a documentary. Like, I mean, he's so far ahead of his time on when he hits. It's amazing.
Yep. Office
I
Space
completely
is
agree with
good.
you.
Yeah, Office Space.
Infinitely
fantastic.
quotable. Like I can't tell you how many times I hear like $1 million and it's like two chicks at the same time. I don't know why, just that's the only thing that kind of comes to my mind. But yeah, man. I completely dig that one. That's a great choice. I support your number one.
Oh,
Laps, it's okay to have your choice as well.
Of course it is.
So
why wouldn't
to
it
show
be?
you?
It's only my
I don't know, man.
show. God damn it.
But Warren, to show you how much I respect your choices and your list, our 1 and 2 are kind of swapped, man. So yeah, my number one, I was thinking who else kind of shaped comedy in the 90s and kind of what was to come. And it's another set of brothers, but for me, it's the Coen brothers. There's just a certain type of comedy that they brought to it. It's definitely on show in like Raising Arizona, but there's this kind of weirder comedy going on in like Fargo, that whole like just generally funny look. And like there's this, it's a weird comedy going on, but man, they were able to distill it so well in The Big Lebowski. I think that's my top comedy from the 90s. If I could go into a little bit earlier, I might put Raising Arizona as a little bit higher comedy up there, but man, just everything about The Big Lebowski works for me in so many ways. It's my favorite Jeff Bridges performance of all time, but man, you partner him with John Goodman, and there is just nothing that can go wrong in any of those scenes. Just as Walter Sobchak, just his interaction with the dude is just perfect. And then every additional character that they're bringing in. You mentioned the nihilist, the fact that Flea is one of the nihilists. Like that's awesome. It's also the dude with the wood chipper, Peter Stormare from Fargo as the other nihilist. I absolutely love it. Yuli Konko, the video artist, that's Knox Harrington, excuse me, the video artist. There's just so many like side characters that for no reason are there and are just perfect. Philip Seymour Hoffman is Brant. Like just every scene that he's in is hilarious. I can't say enough.
Like the mind trip he goes on when he gets drugged by the porn guy. Like
yeah,
it's just
every part of it is amazing, and it's this weird thing. It's one of the first neo noirs, and it really set off this whole exploration into neo noir. But it's that neo noir comedy thing. Just man, it works so well. Everything about it. The whole Jackie Treehorn thing. That vision, but also just every additional character in it. Dom Herrera as the limo driver. There's so many other ones in there. I'm blanking on his name. But yeah, the dude who plays the fellow detective, the brother Seamus. So many amazing performances in this, and just it works on so many different levels. Just cutting to the Jesus when it's like 4-year-olds, dude. It is so amazing. Just like the way that they chose to film him going to knock on people's doors as the Jesus who needs to let the neighbors know. man, there's so many amazing things about this movie, and it just works. His other dream, where he's going through Kingpins, where he's going through the Valkyries, just man, so many amazing things. Just little stupid things like the landlord's what would you call that, performance art piece? Just yeah, it's amazing. Him tired of people breaking in, so he starts hammering this board with like, I don't know, 100 nails into the floor, and it turns out the door opens the other way. He just did that for no reason, and then that comes back later when he then trips over it. Just man, there's so many little things. Just his lines, the way he deals with it, like, where's the money at? It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
He writes
As he's
the
getting
check
his
for half and half.
it's just so great. And then Sam Elliott out of nowhere narrating this whole thing and coming in part with the way it's so interesting. But yeah, the comedy in it works on so many different levels for me. So yeah, I think it is my favorite comedy, and it's the one that I've definitely seen the most from the 90s. So yeah, that's my number one. Bob, what you got at number one, sir?
We've actually already talked about it, but There's Something About Mary. I
Yeah.
remember going to see that in the theaters, and I kid you not, I was literally on the floor laughing with my friends. We thought that was absolutely hilarious. We already talked about some of the moments in the film, but there's just so many more good moments we didn't talk about. How everybody else in the film is a stalker except Ted, but he's always the one that keeps getting accused of being a stalker. I think it's hilarious. Some of the stuff Matt Dillon does, where he's like, "You got change for a 20? All I got are these damn Nepalese coins." You know, you been to Nepal? Oh, not in years. I don't know why I bought the place. You know, just the stuff that said. The scene towards once Ted finally reconnects with Mary, when Puffy just goes nuts all high on the speed, I thought was hilarious as well. There's just so many things in this movie that's absolutely hilarious, and like I said, it literally had me on the floor laughing. So that's probably the hardest I've laughed in a movie theater up until I probably saw the first Scary Movie. So yeah, I got to put that one as my number one for the 90s.
That's all of which were great picks, to be honest. Like every one of those movies I can watch at any point in time, to be honest, and still have a great time watching them. And that's usually what I do. Like, I'm not really a new movie type person. I don't know why I don't see them. Marvel movies I'll go see, and I don't know why I do that, because I haven't enjoyed many of them lately. I come out going, well, that was not what I wanted. And but this is something that I think every movie that was named I have in my DVD collection or Blu-ray collection. So like, that's pretty good. Like, there's so many more movies. So some of the ones that didn't make my original list, I had all right, I had Austin Powers, the first one. I thought that was phenomenal. I thought that one
International
was
Man
great.
of Mystery, or
Yes,
whatever
the
it
first
is.
movie. Yeah. The
Okay.
International Man of Mystery. I think that one's great. I like that movie. I had Basketball. I had Black Sheep. I like that one.
Black Sheep that
Yeah,
Black Sheep,
fell
great.
in mud, the white mud.
The White
I
Mud.
said crud. I don't know. There's so many fun parts of that, but I don't know. Would you go Black Sheep over Tommy Boy?
Yes.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
For me, I would. The Tom. I like them both. Like, I like them both. But I like them both probably the same. But I've watched Black Sheep more.
Hmm.
So maybe that's why I would say that. But I had Basketball, Happy Gilmore, Office Space, Kingpin, The Big Lebowski. Those are some of the ones that I had that didn't make my top 5, but all really good movies, I think.
I had, like I said, I did a top 10 one. So my number 6 would have been Airheads. What About Bob at 7, Dirty Work at 8, and Half Baked at 9, and then Hot Shots Part 2 at 10. Just man,
Dirty Work is so good.
It's so stupid, but so amazing. Bob Saget should have directed more movies, but yeah.
Saigon whore who bit my nose.
I had
like the most amazing cast.
Yeah,
I had like Ace Ventura, Wayne's World, Austin Powers, the same. My number 10 was Don't Be a Menace to Society or South Central while drinking gin and juice in the hood or whatever. Yeah. There were so many to choose from though. Like this list could have just gone. I probably could have done a top 20 list with all the stuff that was out there. So
some of my favorites that didn't make the list, True Lies. And part of the reason there is because I consider it more action, but there's a lot of comedy in True Lies.
there is.
That is considered an action comedy. White Men Can't Jump. Again, sports comedy, but I think it's great. The only reason, I think it's actually a better movie than several of the ones that I have on my list, but I just laughed throughout more of the film on the others, which is why I put those up there. So I there were a lot of films that would be considered comedies that I think are better films,
better
than
movies, right?
Yeah.
I just put the ones that I laughed at the most.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how my list kind of came to fruition.
Yeah, there's a lot
along those same lines. Galaxy Quest. Nobody mentioned that one.
I actually wrote that one down as well. That would have made my list if I was doing just better movies, because we actually reviewed that on Dad's Turn to Talk a few weeks ago, and that I think is a brilliant movie.
Yeah, it's great.
It's for what its premise is. I think it's much smarter than what it has any right of being. I think it's great, and Alan Rickman and Sam Rockwell are hilarious in that movie.
Yeah,
completely agreed. It's got amazing performances, and I think it was Justin Long's first movie as well.
Yes,
yeah, man. It's one of the best Tim Allen performances as well.
Yes.
There's this one that nobody kind of talks about anymore, and maybe it's because the sequel wasn't nearly as good, but Analyze This was I think late in 99 or something like that. I really dig it. It's kind of like a comedy sitcom version of The Sopranos. That worked for me.
This,
not
that,
the
and the
one.
other.
I don't know. I like De Niro as that character.
Yeah.
I think my favorite scene at the end is where he had to pose as the representative from the family, and he's sitting there slapping everybody.
But yeah,
that's a great movie. Good choice on that one.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nightmares and Nerdscapes, who was mentioning Robin Hood Men in Tights. That was my number 5, man. Absolutely love that film. And Justin's pointing out better than Spaceballs in his opinion.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It is.
I love both of them for different reasons. Name a better Rick Moranis. I would take him as Dark Helmet over the father in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids any day. And I love me some Rick Moranis.
I just think it's a better written movie.
But the merchandising.
Yeah, one's got Spaceballs, the flamethrower. Kids love it.
It's definitely what makes it funnier.
I agree with Justin, though. I think Men in Tights is better than Spaceballs.
Yep.
I think it's just a better cast, too. Nothing wrong with the cast of Spaceballs, but it's just everyone was seeming to hit on top notch with Men in Tights.
I totally forgot about the movie Bully. Rick Moranis and Tom Arnold. Man, I go back and watch that one. But fair enough. I'm not going to say it's for sure better. I was super into all things space fantasy, so I don't know. Spaceballs just kind of hits hard for me. Barf, man. Barf. Pizza the Hut? Come on.
I don't know. I just didn't think Pizza the Hut was funny. I don't know
Ate
why.
himself to death.
Yes, he did. He ate himself to death.
Yeah, I was going to say, how is he not funny? He ate himself to death.
The ship that turns into the giant maid to suck all the air out of it.
the Schwartz. The Schwartz. It's like,
so many great things.
What is it? That lady, she's like, snotty beamed me last night. It was wonderful.
Oh, it's great. And then they're able to like bring everything in there. They've gone plaid. It's great. I absolutely love that movie. But yeah, Men in Tights, it's my favorite Robin Hood movie of all time.
Do you hold any hopes out for Spaceball 2?
No. He's 100
No.
fucking years old.
But
With
Bill
what they
Pullman
did
stuff's
to
gonna be
History of the
in it.
World Part 2, I don't think they get it.
Dude
I
was
don't
born
think
in the
comedy is
Depression.
there.
Like, just rap for that.
Well, is Michael Winslow going to be in it? Because that changes everything.
He's still alive, so yeah, I got what they could.
He's got to be
They're
there.
bringing a bunch of kids in too, so it's like maybe it's Michael Winslow's kid. Does he have one? Or
I don't know.
14 or
Well,
whatever?
all you gotta do, maybe he'll bring Talk Boy in, the Kevin McAllister version.
So wait,
Yeah.
Winnebagos are out. Is it going to be like a space van life thing?
Won't you be a Tesla?
Well, maybe it's a
Oh,
maybe
Cybertruck.
maybe it's
Yeah.
a bus that's converted into a home that people do. You know those things. Yeah, but it'll be a Tesla. It'll be a Cybertruck. It will be. It'll be a Cybertruck. Ugh. Those things.
Well, okay,
My-
along those lines, we all kind of praised. Well, okay, so Laps, your number 5 was Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Mhm.
I'm assuming you liked Scary Movie as well.
Well,
You hold out any hope for the new one that's going back to the Wayans brothers?
so the only thing that I will hold out hope for is that Marlon doesn't give a shit about what other people think. That's the only thing that I'm holding out hope for, because he never seemed to like. See, I don't even want to talk about it, but I'll just say this: when there was things going on in the world that seemed to fall in that direction, he didn't give a fuck. He was like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, all I want to do is make people laugh. So I'm hoping that that is still holds true. And if it does, then yeah, we might have, it might not be obviously like the best one, but I think at least it'll go places where people won't think it will. That's the only thing I'm holding out hope for.
I hope it's more like the original and less like the latter of those scary.
I
movie
thought
ones.
Scary Movie 3 was the best one.
Really?
That's the one with Charlie Sheen. The
Yes,
War of the
that's
Worlds
the
one.
No,
I really like that one.
that's the one with
Or wait, is that
Signs.
4?
It's Signs.
Oh, Signs.
Yes.
And the Eminem, Kevin Hart.
Right.
That's his best. That's his best thing. Dude.
Yeah.
Whenever he gets thrown out the window, and he's like, "That's it. I'm quitting rap." He's like, "You can't give up rap." And he's like, "Rap schmap. You still got it." And then Kevin Hart just pops up, and he's like, "Yeah." Like just like everything about that fucking just when they're all doing the signs thing where they're spinning around each other. And then the fucking sheriff's hat just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger for no reason. And Leslie Nielsen is the president. All eyes on me. This shit is banging. Like the Jerry's kids. Leslie Nielsen punches out a bunch of kids because he thinks they're aliens. And it has one of the other great lines. He's like, he talks about aliens. And Leslie Nielsen's like, well, there was a presidential dinner. There was a mix up in the kitchen. We stuffed that alien's ass full of stuffing. He's like, we ate it for turkey dinner, and that's the last we ever saw of it. And then he goes, scratch that. There were sandwiches the next day.
Do you remember the sandwiches line?
Gold.
You were
Fair
talking
enough.
about where they were parodying the 8 Mile, where he's all nervous at the beginning and he goes to vomit. He decides to sit on the toilet. He just pukes all over.
Yeah. Or when he's like warming up, he's like, bitch. Oh. I don't know, dude. What they do to that kid in the movie, every time he just gets thrown like through the dude. Just I think 3 is my favorite.
All right. I do respect 3 a lot. For some reason, even 4 has kind of like a weird space in my heart. I don't know what it is. I didn't like the second one. But that
You
first
didn't like
one is
Chris
just,
Elliott's
it hit.
weird hand.
I think that might be the main
That's
part.
wrong,
That's
man.
the
He's
only.
my strong
I agree. I agree with you, but yeah.
So Justin mentions, so all of us, we like the Kevin Smith films, but none of us had any of his films in our like top comedy movies of the 90s.
Well-
but Justin's saying that he would have had Dogma on his list. I think it's a great movie. I absolutely love it. I think it is my favorite Kevin Smith movie, but I don't know, man. I don't think of it on like a comedy list, even though you've got so many comedic beats in there. You've got George Carlin.
It's definitely a
Man,
comedy.
Rock is amazing. Is it? I view it more as like one of those good movies, but it's not like when I'm like,
this is just under the good movie section.
well, so
Blockbuster.
there were a couple lists that I looked at as well, and they included like Pulp Fiction as a comedy from the 90s, and it's like,
Right, yeah.
I mean,
no,
there's some
it's
kind
not,
of
but
funny
Dogma is
scenes in there. They even
definitely-
included Jackie Brown, which don't get me wrong, I love me some Jackie Brown. It's not on a comedy list anywhere for me.
But I mean, Dogma is a comedy. He says it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Dude, it has.
It's got
Buddy
comedic beats,
Christ
man.
In it. What do you like? Come on.
Oh, I
dude.
love it. I'm staring at a Buddy Christ
they're
right now,
making
man.
Fun of everything.
And there's a giant
that
rubber
movie.
shit monster, as Justin's pointing out. But
It's a
know.
comedy, dude. It's a comedy.
fair enough.
It's a comedy. Like, I mean, it is. It's not like, just because it had something to say doesn't mean it's not a comedy. You know?
Yeah.
I mean-
So I would have trouble putting Fargo on the list for me. Like, there's so many funny beats in there, but it's kind of the same thing. I view it as a good movie where there's like 3 Coen Brothers movies that I'd consider comedies. Which, fair enough. I put Lebowski on there. Maybe people wouldn't include that as a comedy. Maybe they'd be having the same arbitrary thing that I'm.
No,
The weird gatekeeping I'm
there
doing.
is the Big Lebowski is more comedy than anything else.
That's what I would view it as, but it's.
But I mean,
comedic parody to me.
there's definitely more jokes in Dogma than there is the Big Lebowski.
I don't know, man.
That's still like both of them are still great. Big Lebowski is fucking incredible.
It depends. Like, would you consider it a joke? Like, as he's, he's smoking
No,
the
but-
roach while he's driving in his car, and then he goes to throw it out the window. It goes into his crotch. Then he has to pour the beer on it, and then the car hits that. Like, is that one joke? Is that a bunch of different jokes? Like, is the throwing the
bunch of
roach out the
jokes.
window and then it landing in the crotch? Is that a joke? If so,
And
there
it's
might
just
be more.
It's just a funny scene, but it's styled in the comedic sense. They didn't make that
Yeah.
scene with going like, oh, no one's gonna laugh at this or be able to relate to it. That's
No,
why
I just think jokes per minute. I
That's-
think
dude,
Lebowski might have a
getting-
beat.
You're getting into semantics there now. Like,
Okay,
like-
on the Patreon exclusive, we will go through and we will count the amount
like
of
that's
jokes.
that's just like I'm just saying like if it like right if the intention of the movie, like Kevin Smith says, I'm making a comedy about religion, like then it's a comedy regardless
Yeah.
of what we perceive it as. That was his intention, and it would be listed under comedy. Like the Fargo one and Lebowski one, I don't know, but I think Big Lebowski, I would say, is a comedy.
Well,
It-
like I
it's a
think Big
darker
Lebowski is
comedy.
a comedy, but I would say Dogma's more of a purposeful comedy than even what you could say with the Big Lebowski. And I consider the Big Lebowski definitely a comedy, but Dogma was kind of set out to be a comedy. I mean, it has all of the silliness in the world. Like Big Lebowski, you could argue, well, there's funny characters in it, but it's not set in a parody world or anything along those lines. I mean, True Lies could fit the definition of a comedy because of just all of the funny stuff that was happening
And
in
the
that
irony
too.
in that movie.
the
huge.
irony, yeah.
The irony in True Lies is big. So, I mean, no, that's definitely we could talk about. That's actually a good topic.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well-
what do we perceive as like straight comedy as opposed to movies
Where would you
that
come
have
down with,
comedic beats in it? You know,
Last Action Hero. It's a little bit more comedic than
wouldn't that be family? So it could be under family
kind
comedy,
of is,
family.
but at the same time, like it is a parody of all the action movies. Like they're doing a comedic take on
yes,
every one of those tropes,
Yeah.
but then keeping it an
Yes.
action movie.
right.
I don't
still
know.
considered action comedy.
But you know, it's
Okay.
like it would be like, okay, is the Incredibles a comedy, or is it a family movie? You know, like you have kids movies that have a lot of. But the thing about comedy, though, is that you can find laughs in damn near every kind of genre will interject laughs into it. I mean, half the Marvel movies could be considered, like Guardians of the Galaxy could be considered a comedy, or there's
True.
there's comedy aspects in Star Wars. There's, it's all over the place. So it's like you can get to the weird kind of gatekeeping definition where it's like, okay, this was not meant to be a comedy. It's just a movie that has funny parts. Like
Forrest
you could say
Gump.
that about True Lies, Forrest Gump.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's, but in real life though, it's like, well, there's lots of laughs. And I think Justin said if it makes you laugh, then it's a comedy. Well, then that really opens up a lot of stuff then, because there's
Right,
humorous parts injected into all kinds of movie. I mean, it
Right.
could be a comedy in some
Levity,
aspects.
levity,
So-
right, is
Yeah.
there. But if it's set out to be directly, these are things, not just levity moments in our serious movie. If this is set out, the whole movie is supposed to make you laugh. I would, whether it falls under family, action, whatever, I think that is a comedy movie.
Fair enough.
So I mean,
and
it is.
Justin
something-
also
okay.
points out that we might be overthinking this. That's my
course.
move. It's of
Oh,
course what I'm
for sure.
doing. But
For sure.
thank you. But just to shit on Lap's earlier point, where he says like it's up to the director to decide. I disagree.
I didn't say it's
The
up to
Room-
the director to decide.
You said
I
if Kevin Smith says it's a comedy, then it's a
I
comedy.
said if he set out
disagree.
to make a comedy movie and says,
Well,
this
I
is a
disagree,
comedy
and let me
movie.
explain to you why.
I
The
think we need
Room.
to have a
That
trial
was
on
not
this.
set out to be a comedy, and my God, is that
Someone
one of
else
the
needs to
funniest
be on trial
comedies
now.
ever.
Yeah, but that neither was Forrest Gump. But Forrest Gump is fucking hilarious.
Oh no, Zemeckis knew what he was doing. It's hilarious. It's great.
I think we need a trial.
I
He's been waiting to put somebody else on
I
trial
want
for a while.
to go on trial.
I just think the room is unintentionally funny. Yes, because
It
of
is.
how
I'm just
awful
saying,
it is.
Tommy
But
Wiseau did
But
not
how many
mean
how
to
many
make a comedy.
horrible movies, dude? Red Zone Cuba, the whole Mystery Science Theater 3000 does that for that's their whole premise.
Hell, Silence of the Lamb has funny parts in it.
It's
Parts
unintended.
of
Like,
Walsh
dude,
on
Red
it.
Zone Cuba, Red Zone Cuba, dude. Have you ever watched that movie? That's not supposed to be funny, but it is one of the funny. Dude, the freaking dude from Curly from the Three Stooges is a freaking Green Beret. Like, come on, like that's not supposed to be funny, but it sure is.
A lot of horror movies turned out to be funny. So I mean,
Oh yeah,
Okay, next week we got a theme.
There we go. Here it is, everybody. I'm just gonna have like a freaking cardboard cutout of myself. I won't be here for that one. You can do it. You can do the show. It'll be great. It'll be fun though. No, I'll show up.
we'll
for
just
that
be
one.
like,
That'll be a lot of
boy,
fun.
Laps is pretty quiet tonight.
He's just soaking it all in.
He really does feel
Very
bad about those
receptive.
opinions. Very, very. He's taking this very well. It's quite unlike him. No, but that's so. That's. I think you do have a point, Gray. I think it for shows like this, that we debate those type of things. That's definitely a good topic to talk about. I mean, it is, because the room. You're totally right. Like, and I may have been one of the only people sitting here who's actually gone to the screenings of the room where Tommy was.
Did you bring a spoon?
No, they hand them out there. They
Oh,
literally
okay.
have like people with plastic spoons and sporks and everything, and they all throw them at the fucking screen at that time. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
One of the
I've
funniest.
not been there in person.
So one of the funniest things, whenever I went, there was a theater. You can look this up in Pittsburgh in the South Side. It's called the Rex, and they do a bunch of those type of things, and that's where it was. Someone who was there brought one of their who's never seen it, right? And they didn't understand what was happening, right? And whenever Lisa goes to talk to her mom for the night, he's like, "My God, what the fuck is happening in this movie? How many times is this bitch gonna talk to her goddamn mom?" We were dying. But yeah, Tommy Wiseau was there, and what's the other guy's name? I can never remember his real name.
I cannot either.
Yeah, but he was there, and Tommy had the football. He played into it, man. He plays into it when he's there. But here's the funny thing: he plays into it when he does the things, right? But then every interview after that is like, no, this is like the greatest movie ever made. He really thinks like he made some like
He
cinematic
captured lightning in a
masterpiece.
bottle.
Yeah. Because have you seen the Best Friends movie? Have you seen that? Tommy Wiseau and him made another movie where he works. Tommy Wiseau is a what's the guy that does the at the funeral home? The
mortician.
He's a mortician. I think he plays. It's not like the one, the people that do the autopsies and that type. What?
Oh, like an
pathologist-
embalmer or something?
It's something like that,
Yeah,
and they end up finding like gold or something in somebody. I can't remember everything, but it is. I watched it once and I don't remember everything. Right? I just don't. I have to watch it again, but it is fucked up. It's called Best Friend. It's like F and then has the R in parentheses and then IENDS. Just go look it up. Go watch it if you can.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen that.
Ridiculously weird. It is wild. And
Does it come off as intentional comedy?
So no, I don't think it's funny. That's the thing. It's fucked up. It's a fucked up movie. But Tommy Wiseau, you already know like he can't act, but you can tell like he's trying now, and it comes off weird.
Even worse.
I didn't think he could be weirder, but he's weirder in that movie because I think like he's trying to be the opposite of what he was. He's trying to be the opposite of "You're tearing me apart, Lisa." Like that whole thing. Like, yeah, it's wild, man. It's a wild movie. Just go check it out if you can.
Will do.
Sorry.
Like do a top 5 comedies that were not supposed to be comedy movies. Like
that actually sounds awesome.
And Best Friends, it's a volume 1. So it's a dark comedy thriller starring Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero. That's what it is. It's written and produced by Sestero. So I guess I've only seen the first part. I don't know if the second part has come out. But yeah, so that's what it is. And you can see just if you watch just the trailer, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like it's not what I thought it was going to be. Because like the room had the book The Disaster Artist. I don't know if any of you listened to that book on tape or read the book. If you want to get more into The Room, go listen to that book. It's a book by Greg Sestero, and he talks about like Tommy Wiseau and how like The Room came about. Portions of the time where like he lived with him, right? And I remember there's a part in the book where he talks about going to the bank, right? And he thought like the people in the budget was getting up to like 2 million or something like that, and he was like, how is this being paid? Like, does he have mafia? What is going on here? Because people knew him around that area in San Francisco or the LA area, that he was a guy who hung out on the beach and made like little wooden trinkets for children, like little like parasols and little figurines. But apparently he made his money in like denim, and he owns like a shit ton of fucking places that made clothes. And when he went to the bank and did a deposit for the movie, the woman, he was like, I don't know if there's enough money to cover this, blah, blah, blah. And the woman was like, oh, you don't understand. Like this bank account is like endless. There's so much money in this fucking bank account. And he was just like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? Like the more layers you peeled off that onion, like it got weird. But that's a fun book to listen to. I think you can download the one where Sestero actually does the narration himself. He reads the book, and it's pretty good. So it's called The Disaster Artist, and that's what that movie with James Franco where they did that whole thing. That's what that's based on.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask, is that what the movie was based on? Was the
was the book? Yeah,
definitely.
Can you imagine making something though that you poured everything into it?
Mm-hmm.
You think this is like your work of art, then it becomes kind of like a joke, but you're famous because of it. Like you could travel around and show it to sold out
everywhere. Yeah.
But at the same time, though, it's like not what you wanted it to be. That has to be a very interesting situation as an artist to be in, where it's like I created this dramatic, what I thought was a masterpiece, and it's kind of lambasted as this like bad comedy. But at the same time, though, it's making me famous. Like there's people who are just huge fans, and it's like weird. It's like having fans that you would be almost pissed off at, like how they treat the film. But at the same time, though, it's a huge fan base, and it has to be weird for him in a lot of different aspects, you know,
especially being who he is. And when you get through that book, that point you made there, Warren, you'll have an even weirder understanding of what he actually thought about that. Because I believe it ends at one of the first times that they did one of those shows. And I can tell you, in Pittsburgh, people were trying to buy tickets from people who had tickets. Shit tons of people showed up outside in the South Side trying to get in. But Justin Gray says apparently Tommy Wiseau bought all the camera and filming equipment instead of renting it from a production company, which would have cost hundreds of thousands. Yes, he actually bought the original, like all the original filming stuff, and then he heard about higher definition cameras, and they went back and reshot things, like almost the whole thing. Yeah, he bought all the equipment, like where you should have rented it. And he had a billboard in downtown Los Angeles, which is like not cheap for the room. And it was there for like a year or something, or 2 years or some crazy shit like that. Yeah, it's wild, dude. Like that whole thing, even though it's been done to death, there's still more layers of that onion. It was a very odd experience. And I wanted my wife to go with me, but she was like, I don't want to go fucking see that shit. So I went by myself. And yeah, it was an interesting time. I can say that. I did not get to throw the football with him or really interact with him at all. I got to see him. He is just as weird, melty faced human that you think he is. Pretty sure he sleeps in his closet, perched upside down, hanging from where he hangs his clothes. Pretty sure that's happened. But so anyway, I if you guys had seen the video that I made on Tuesday, just talking about what we're going to be doing on the channel. So next week we will have up here, like at the beginning of the show and at the end, you will have a schedule of what we're going to be doing for the next 4 weeks. And you'll have a schedule. It'll be on there of what me and Warren will be doing on our comic book show. And me and Gray are going to have a new show coming out. And whenever that's announced, you'll also have that schedule as well. So, and other people that want to use this medium, they're more than welcome to use it. They can always stream to their channels as well. So we're going to try to get like a whole little network here going so everybody's channel can do well. And, you know, we'd love hanging out with you guys. That's the chat makes it for me, makes it super fun. As much as I love hanging out with you guys, and we always will, because I think we don't take offense. So if you ever see us, like at least me and Gray, if you ever see me getting mad, I'm not really mad. I'm just playing it up because it's funny to me. You guys can make fun of me all day long. I don't. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit. It's just I think it's funny. You know, I think it's funny when I react like a George Costanza getting all upset over nothing. But
I bottle all my emotions, so be fine.
I bottle it up. And I take hate poops after I'm done.
He doesn't say anything until, you know, several months down the line. Now we're going to have a trial.
We need a trial for someone else. God damn it.
Well, we actually can have a trial now. It'll actually work this time. So, but yeah, so we'll have that all for you guys. And we also, you know, we might do something where maybe every 5th or 6th episode, we might put up like a little poll. Like, what do you guys, you know, the chat will choose. That way you don't have to comment. Because if you know, it's hard to ask everybody if we're not getting comments anyway to comment. But in the chat, and you're chatting, we might ask you, hey, what do you guys want to see? And then we'll throw out some ideas and you guys can pick whatever everybody says the most of. We'll do a show like that. And like I said, if you're on Discord, you can add me on Discord if you want to follow the comic book show, and I'll send you an invite to the Laps Comic Fan Discord. And basically that we don't really talk a lot in there. It's more for I post the comic books that we'll be reviewing. So if you guys want to follow along that way or read it, and we have a section in there where we do video gaming, and we have another section in there where we share music that we like. So it's stuff like that. And I just want to have an overall fun experience with you guys. And I think that's, you know, a lot of fun. And you'll see, like, I won't always be hosting. I think if someone comes up with an idea that they should be hosting, because I want us to be fair, because I joke like it's my show. It's not. It's all of our show. And because since you guys have been here from the beginning, it's everybody's show. I want everybody to be equal partners in this and everybody get their ideas across. And that's kind of how I want it to go. So, and I appreciate you guys very much. You guys make my Friday a lot more fun. So I can tell you that.
Well, I just appreciate you guys having me around. So
Yeah. And I might be on an episode of Dad's Turn to Talk soon. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Man, I had a lot of fun in there on Tuesday. That was fun.
Yeah,
That was
chat
the most
really fun.
unhinged Bob I've ever seen. Bob channels his inner me on Tuesday, apparently. I've never seen Bob yell at people. It was great. I loved every second of it.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah,
it was a
fun,
fun
man.
episode because we talked Mortal Kombat too, but we had some other fun stuff. I mean, I know Gray's popped in before as well, but yeah, we have like a whole section with news that we talk about, and then from there we kind of get into something a little bit fun. And like this week, we kind of gave our fight predictions for the Gina Carano Ronda Rousey fight, and then from there we get into like a second topic, and then from there we kind of lead into our main event of the night. But for the second topic, the chat was just popping off on it because we were giving a tier list for our favorite grilled foods,
which was awesome. Which was fantastic.
And so yeah, we were ranking, steak, ribs, and all that stuff. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, guys. If you haven't, go over to Bob's channel. Was It Good? And on Tuesdays at I think 9:30 p.m.
Yeah,
right?
9:30 Eastern.
Yeah,
I'd love
Eastern.
to. I wish we could go earlier, but the two guys that I stream with, they are on Pacific time, and based on their jobs, that's the earliest we can start.
Yeah, that makes sense. But thank you, man. Have a good night. Have a good night.
Oh, have a good night, you sorry.
Have a good night, man.
Yep. Have a good night. But yeah, so now that I can talk about it because you did Mortal Kombat 2. So did you guys see it? Did anybody see it?
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's trash.
Dude,
It was better than the first one.
it was better
but
than the first one in
it
the
wasn't
sense of
good.
the action was
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
The acting was
Dude, it's-
way worse.
It felt like someone was hitting skip on the cutscenes of a video game. Like
Dude.
the story was just
What's
not
with the
there.
editing of that movie?
Yeah, it was just like, you know what, hold X to skip.
Dude, it
Hold
was
X
you
to
know-
skip.
So,
The way I
don't seem
refer
to.
to it. Go ahead, Gray.
I'm sorry. Please.
No, what I
Go
was going to
on.
say is about the editing. You know how like in a movie you'll see like two characters come together and then it'll change scenes to somebody else, and then it comes back to those two characters, and you're in the middle of a conversation,
Like a setup,
and that's
almost.
fine,
Right.
Because you already saw the setup of the two characters coming
Mhm.
together. Mortal Kombat 2 doesn't do that. It literally drops you into a middle of a conversation with no setup how these characters got to where they're at.
Yes. Yes.
It was cut up worse than a theatrical release of a Zack Snyder film. Like it was just like there's like 30 minutes of this movie that's missing.
Yeah.
And the fight scenes are great. I love the costumes. I liked Shao Kahn. I liked the fight scenes and how they integrated the moves in most of them.
Yeah.
But it was just
It was bad.
I mean, I liked that Cole died, but it was just I missed the mark on so much stuff.
Kano was the only good one in the movie.
Kano was
and then,
awesome in it.
And
yeah.
then to set up that whole first movie where you set up this whole character, right? You set him up, and then just to kill him off in like so fast, it's like, then why did you? I understand writing someone out or something like that, or any, but you killed him so fast, and it was like, well, then that makes the whole first movie pointless and meaningless. Absolutely nothing like comes from it. And how
he
did
had
the
terrible
acting?
dialogue?
How did the acting go from like it was okay, like it seemed to be like that was the best part of the first movie? Maybe because Hiro Sonata was the main guy and he's always great, like in what he does. But my God, like Carl Urban must have been like, well, everybody's fucking dumb in this movie. I'm just gonna be stupid. I'm just gonna be as dumb as possible.
To offer a completely different opinion, well, I'm not going to say this is a good movie. This is my favorite Mortal Kombat movie that's ever been committed to celluloid. What can I say? I hated every one of the Paul W.S. Anderson video game adaptations. There's kind of some shining moments from those, but this is the most entertained I've been. I thought there was kind of potential with the first Mortal Kombat movie. Whenever the hell that was that like 5 years ago now, or it seems like it was a
2021,
while
it's
ago.
5 years.
It was during the plague.
Yeah.
If that helps out.
Yeah, it was
I
during
don't know.
Yeah.
the plague years.
So I do remember kind of previously thinking that was my favorite Mortal Kombat movie, but I don't know, man. You're mentioning like, why would you kill him off so fast? It's a movie called Mortal Kombat where you have
Yes.
people get into the ring and kill each other.
Yes,
So I don't know.
great.
To me,
But they
it's
didn't
not.
do the other people that quickly that were the main star of the movie. The whole movie was based
I
on
hear
him.
what you're saying. I have
and he
seen
got-
both
he
of
got
those
us-
movies.
Got one
didn't,
scene where he was like, "Hey, I've been training," and then all of a sudden he's got fucking bionic skin, and then his head gets smashed in. Like, what the fuck? Like,
What
there
at
was
the end of the
no growing of the movie. Like,
at
none.
the end of the first movie,
Oh, it grew.
at the
Yeah.
end
He
of the
learned
first
to
movie,
do the ball
Cole was
punch.
supposed to go get Johnny Cage. Like, well, let's go get this Johnny Cage guy. And then in the second movie, it was just Raiden and Sonya shows up in a parking garage,
Yeah.
and they take him. And then Cole has some of the worst dialogue out of.
I'm
all
not
of
going to
the
say there was good
characters.
dialogue.
And
But
it's
I
just.
Give up.
Well,
my
he was the
wife
center
and
point of the
kids.
first movie. Like they benched Liu Kang, who was
Mhm.
supposed to be kind of the center point of Mortal Kombat. I don't mind that Katana had the final fight with Shao Kahn. That's okay.
That was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But it's
Mhm.
like Cole should have never even been in the first movie. They should have
No.
been around Sonya Blade.
Yes.
If you wanted to create a character, that you have to have this. We need a character so that way we can explain everything without making it seem heavy-handed exposition. Sonya Blade was fine with that. But then they're like, well, we don't want Johnny Cage to do it because, and this is like almost literally what the director said, I didn't want a white savior character to be there. So they bench Johnny Cage and they create Cole when they had Sonya Blade right there. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's beyond.
well, and
stupid.
then after all of that stuff with Cole, the family, and all the other bullshit, then he gets sidelined in the second one, and then they just kill him off after he gets to say like 3 or 4 bad lines of dialogue. It's like,
No.
I'm fighting for
Yeah,
my family
which
and
is-
my friends. And
no,
it's like,
no resolution.
It's
to
kinda true to the
everything
game,
they
though.
set up. No resolution to anything they set up for him in the first movie.
no, nothing at all. It was
None.
almost like it was written by different people. And it was just
It
like,
was completely,
he
and
should've-
there is
he
almost no
should've-
connection to that first
he
one.
should've
They don't
went
care
to
whether you
hell.
know it or not.
He should have went to hell. He should have, and he could have gone after Bihan with Scorpion. Would have made sense.
Eh,
But no,
it
let's
might
send
have.
Johnny. What do you
I don't
mean?
know.
That's his ancestor.
My number one
you
complaint of
talking
Mortal
about?
Kombat is not the dialogue is not up to par. It's like, yeah, when you look at the dialogue of that first movie, it's not great, but that's on par with the games. Like, it's not known for
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
dialogue or anything. Like, it's
Yeah.
known for toasty.
when you think of action movies like The Raid, Redemption, Judge Dredd, John Wick, stuff along those lines, you can do an action movie with decent dialogue and decent movement of story and plot. Both the Mortal Kombat's 1 and 2, it's like they just didn't even care about the
Mhm.
script. We're gonna get
Yeah.
the set pieces to look right. We're gonna get the fight scenes, cool costumes, and we're gonna have some really cool murders. And it's like, I don't, just because it's a fighting game, video game movie, doesn't mean that you get to check out when it comes to like script writing and storytelling.
Yeah, if that's the case, just give me a 30-minute actual just fight thing, and then that's it. I'll
Yeah.
be cool with that. Fine, cool.
Like, why have any subplot at all? Like, just like,
Yeah.
oh, what's up? Well, it's a tournament and we need all you guys to fight. And Johnny Cage, whether you want to or not, you're going to have to fight. Okay, cool. We don't need to have the amulet bullshit. We don't need to have the immortality for Shao Kahn. We don't have to do anything.
Chinook,
It's
dude.
just-
Chinook.
Oh.
was terrible.
Voldemort's nutsack. I mean, to me, it's like, if you're not going to do it, then don't attempt it, because it just comes off as weird and bad at that point. Like,
Yeah, like the set pieces were dope, man. When they went to the one level from Mortal Kombat 2, the bridge with the acid, like that looked great.
Oh,
Looked
yeah.
awesome. Looked phenomenal. But like also you had like the fucking like the whole like we spent 20 minutes with sulky Johnny Cage, with just oh, nobody wants to see me in a movie anymore, buddy. Blah. Even though that's not how Johnny Cage was in any of the video games,
The
where he was
first 90s
so
Mortal
full of
Kombat
himself.
movie is still the best one. The first one with
I like the first one. It's
I think
stupid
that
as
one is
hell. It's terrible.
Disagree.
It's
It is a
terrible, but it's better
movie.
than these two movies.
I think it's better than these
It's
two,
like a
yes.
5.9 on IMDb.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's not great. I'm cool with the sulky Cage. So again, I'm not saying like this is a great movie. I'm not saying it's a good movie. It's better than I expected it to be. For being like a sequel one where they're now bringing in like the other characters, I expected to truly hate it. I enjoyed myself. I thought it was all right.
I mean, I just was hoping that they would have brought in like, dude, like Shang Tsung. Like, the fuck was that? Like, that didn't look anything like Shang Tsung from any of the games. Like any of them. It was just like wise old Japanese man. Like,
Dude, you were
Like,
talking about how
dude.
you liked the first one. Like, come on, man. That was Highlander. That's not Raiden.
I
he's
said I
great.
liked the
Yeah,
first
it's
one out of
great.
all of them. And what did I say right after that? I know it's not a good movie.
Well,
But
no, the
that's
first
also,
one's
that's
not.
also
yeah.
that's also nostalgia bait.
Now,
And
to
it's
be
also
fair to you,
100%
Gray,
nostalgia.
to be fair to you, I'm in the minority on this. I didn't like it. Most of what I'm seeing with it is positive. People are seem to be enjoying it. What I seem to find is a lot of people agreeing. Okay, yeah, it's not a good movie, but I had a good time with it.
Mhm.
I
I
didn't
did.
have a good time with it. I was very, very disappointed. And maybe I don't want to say my expectations were high because this is a Mortal Kombat movie, but my hopes were high for it.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah, like literally, when I was going to the movie, I was listening to the Mortal Kombat theme. I was getting all excited. And then as I was watching the movie, I was like, what the hell is this? This is awful.
Dude.
And so maybe
Kung
some of that's
Lao,
my own
like,
fault,
God
but at the
damn,
end of the
dude.
day, to be fair to you, Gray, I know I'm in the minority with this opinion, but I still thought it was ass. But yeah, I know I'm in the
Not
minority.
going to be on my top of my list or anything like that for 2026. But if you're making me rank the Mortal Kombat movies, it might be on the top for me right now. Maybe that's recency bias.
I think the fights were cool, but they were like slowed down too much. Like it just like some of it, like Johnny Cage's.
They're not adding that
was
like
very
element
odd,
of life thing.
but it was very
I'm just
odd
saying.
looking. Like the guy who did his stunts was, I don't know if like I don't know. He seemed more of a stuntman than an actual martial artist. Like, and that never works for me. Like the stances he was doing were all fucked up. Like I don't know, dude. There were some things that I just didn't like about the movie. But I can say this, as just if we're just looking at just Mortal Kombat fighting, all that stuff, it's definitely better than the other ones in the fighting aspect.
Yes.
Oh, I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
It's definitely better. And the costuming was great. I didn't like Jade's costume. I just didn't care for that. It's like, and I understand why. I get it, because we live in 2026 and God forbid we actually, stay movie accurate or game accurate, because we have to show everybody that we're morally upstanding individuals when it's like it's murder the movie, people. Like, just please just do it.
Yeah, it's fight wise, special effects wise, costumes. It was better than the original, but I think the story script for the original 90s one was still probably the most coherent movie, even though it still had its problems too. And it shouldn't be. I always get on a soapbox with this stuff. It should not be this difficult to make one of these movies. I think they really, really overthink it. They try to explain it too much. They worry too much about people going like, why is that guy shooting fireballs out of his hands? And they should just make a movie. Like, if you can make Raid Redemption, you can make Mortal Kombat, and John Wick should be harder to make than Mortal Kombat, in my opinion. And it's just like, with the people that they give these movies to, just I don't know if they're overthinking it or they just don't care or they don't understand the subject matter or what the deal is. But it's like, it shouldn't be this hard to make a Mortal Kombat film.
Hadoukens are Hadoukens. I don't need to know where they came from.
Yeah, like I don't need to have an explanation like midichlorians or some bullshit to explain why the ninja guy that has blue shoots ice. His name's Sub-Zero. Okay, I get it. It's like, let's just go and roll with it. Like I was really happy when I saw that there was actual powers in the Street Fighter movie. And I think the Street Fighter movie might actually be better because I don't know if it's taking itself nearly as seriously as the Mortal Kombat movie's trying to do. So it might end up being a better
Cody
film.
Rhodes is Guile.
That one I do not like at all. It should have been Cena if you're going to pick a wrestler to do that. But still, though, it's like I think the Masters of the Universe movie, for some reason, I've got hype for that movie. I think it's probably going to be the better out of these three kind of like weird childhood adaptation movies like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, all those lines. But yeah, it shouldn't be as hard as it is. They just make it way too complicated, and they don't do enough with them. It should not be this hard to make it.
Yep. But yeah. So,
but they never call me for this stuff, so
no, they're never going to call me. I'm not important. So the other thing is, and Bob, you guys have talked about this. Tomorrow there's the big, there's two massive. If you're into fighting, there's two massive cards tomorrow. There's actually two. There's a giant boxing card tomorrow, which I'm going to have to see which one I'm going to watch because I love boxing, but I am curious to see what happens in this MMA fight between Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. I don't understand. Like, this is definitely a money grab for sure, because I'll just be honest. If Ronda Rousey thinks that she could still stand and fight and throw hands like that, her amazing fight instructor told her that she had the hands of Muhammad Ali, and we saw in her last two fights her get destroyed on the feet. If she does not go for the takedown in the first 10 seconds of that fight, like, that is very dumb. If it goes to the ground, Gina Carano is dead. It's not even, it won't even last that long. It's just, no. But if she tries to stand and trade hands with her, it's not going to go well.
Out of the three main card fights in that Netflix deal, no one has fought in the last like 3 years. I think Carano hasn't fought for like 8 or 10
2009.
years. Yeah, so don't get me wrong. I have a huge crush on Gina Carano, and she's lost like 100 pounds to do this fight, and she's back to like fighting shape. But it's like you don't come back
to athletic shape. Fighting shape is different.
Well, yeah, you don't come back after 10 years of not fighting and put on a good fight, and especially if your opponent hasn't fought. When was the last time Rousey fought? Like 5 years ago?
I think no, it was a couple years
wrestling
ago.
I mean, so she's gone a lot longer as far as like being in ring shape and whatnot. So
yeah, like Nate Diaz hasn't fought in a while. I don't think any of them fought in like the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, it doesn't spell well, but I mean, it's big names though. Like, I love watching Diaz fight. I mean, sure, maybe Carano has a little bit of spark left. I'm not 100% sure.
So, like, I would say the funny thing is being in wrestling shape, like WWE is. Every single MMA fighter, every single boxer, every single wrestler I'm going to say it is much harder to do that than it is to fight once every 3 months. So, I mean, that's the only thing she has going for her, I guess, like, because she hasn't fought also in like 10 years, like MMA. I think her last fight was Amanda Nunes in like 2016. So, I mean, I don't know. The Diaz brothers, I don't worry about, to be honest, because like those dudes are like, they're cardio machines.
Well, like, they walk around ready to fight. Like,
yeah. So I'm not worried about, like, at least that might be entertaining. Like, because I know he'll punch people in the face because he doesn't give a shit, but there is an amazing boxing card going on. Brian Norman Jr. is fighting tomorrow. Keyshawn Davis is fighting in the main event. Like that's going to be really, really good if you're a boxing fan. So I'm torn between which one to watch. And the funny thing is like when there's always like an MMA event or a boxing event, me and my brother will get on headsets and we watch it together, and we usually talk through the whole thing. But that's like the extent of my relationship with my brother. That's how we remain bonded, is through watching fights. But I'm gonna say I think Rousey wins that fight. If it stays on the feet, she has no chance. If it goes to the ground, Gina has no chance. So I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. And it depends, like, you know, like with the cash grab and people wanting to see it, does Ronda stay on the feet and try to, you know, make it a fight? Or does she do what's right and try to take her down? Because that's what you need to do. That's what she has to do. If she doesn't like stand a chance. And it's the same aspect if she does take her down. I don't think Gina stands a chance. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be fun. But like Netflix hasn't put on really anything good in the fight game. They all are like gimmick fights. So, you know, the best thing that we saw was Anthony Joshua knock out Jake Paul, which was great. And
Which
what stuck.
There's words that he might not fight again because of that.
Well, he broke his jaw in 2 places.
And he's having complications with the healing. And there's some talk that he might not ever be able to fight again because of it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. He needed to be shut up because he fought one boxer who was not even a good boxer, in Tommy Fury, and or Logan did, or one of them. I can't remember who did, but like it's still like ugh. I don't know.
The only thing Netflix has going for it is that they're offering big money, so you might start being able to siphon bigger talent from UFC.
Yeah, but they have to get sanctioned. That's the problem. They have to get sanctioned.
They're not sanctioned.
No, they're sanctioned in the sense of that they have to go through whatever state they're in and run a commission. But if you're not fighting for actual titles, you know what I'm saying? Like you'd have to make up your own
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
and like boxers especially, like you can give them all the money in the world, but as soon as they go out of contention for that, like they're going to like. It's very hard. Oscar De La Hoya tried to start his own MMA thing, you know, with what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz, and that failed. The Golden Boy MMA, like that failed, and there was a lot of money behind that. Like Netflix does have a lot of money, so you might get a lot of these gimmicky older names.
Yeah, it's guys who are old enough where they can't really keep it going to the UFC, so they'll go for the big money fight in there. Like, what's his name? I can't think of his damn name right now, but yeah, there's a couple of older fighters that might be brought over because they're getting offered $20 million from Netflix or more.
Yes, Justin. Ronda, I believe her coach is still Edmund Tarvarian, and I believe it is. I'm not 100% sure. You might have to look that up, but I believe it is. And yeah, like he had her thinking that she was like literally like, and Joe Rogan did too. There was a video of Ronda like throwing hands at a bet. Dude, she looked like she had no idea what she's doing. Joe's like, look at her. She could beat guys. And I'm like, okay.
Sure.
She had like her face like this, and she's like, I'm like, oh my god.
The only thing that she's got going for her stand-up is that her opponent hasn't done stand-up since 2009. So
yeah. The only thing that she has going on stand-up is that she has stood up since she's been able to walk. That's about the only thing she has going for her. So, but hopefully it's a fun weekend of fights. I hope so. But yeah. I appreciate everybody for coming tonight. And like I said, we'll have a schedule out next week. And yeah, that was fun, guys. You know, even if I picked all the wrong movies, it's fun.
Nothing wrong with that.
Next week, top 5 shitty.
Surely they're not all wrong.
I mean, well, you said they were wrong, so you know, I go off of the gray scale. That's how I rate most of my
Based.
life. It's a way to go, you know. But anyway, all right, everybody, have a good night, and we'll see you soon.